نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. Yesterday our discussion was from لا يستغفر لأبيه المشرك لا يستغفر لأبيه المشرك. The God regarding the report that لا يستغفر لأبيه المشرك. The Muslim male is prohibited from asking Allah's mercy and forgiveness upon his non-Muslim father or mother. لا يستغفر لأبيه المشرك. It is not lawful for a Muslim to ask forgiveness and Allah's pardon and mercy for a parent that is a non-Muslim. And we had the author of Abdullah ibn Abbas under that chapter. I think it is appropriate to mention to us that the major evidence regarding this issue is that verse in Surah At-Tawbah. The major evidence regarding this issue that the Muslim must not ask Allah's forgiveness and pardon for the non-Muslim parents is that verse in Surah At-Tawbah where Allah says, مَا كَانَ لِلنَّبِيِّ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أن يستغفروا للمشركين ولو كانوا أولي القربى من بعد ما تبين لهم أنهم أصحاب الجحيم. We explained the verse yesterday. Likewise, that hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam meeting with Abu Talib, his paternal uncle, actually the shaqiq of his father. We remember that Abu Talib, the father of Ali ibn Abi Talib, is shaqiq of Abdullah, is the same father and mother is Abdullah, the father of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When he was about to die, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam adjured him severally to accept Islam, but he refused. He followed the advice of Abu Jahl and Abdullah ibn Abi Umayyah. Fortunately for Abdullah later accepted Islam on the day of Makkah and became a Muslim and died upon Islam, but the next person wasn't. So this hadith in which the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا أستغفرن لك ما لم أنهى عنك, I will ask Allah to forgive you as long as I have not been prohibited to do so. If I am prohibited to do so now, otherwise I will ask Allah to forgive you, and then this escape. So you will see that this verse, is a major proof in this matter. The second major proof in this matter is the ijma, consensus of the Ummah, the scholars of the Ummah, that Al-Imam al-Nawawi has referred. Al-Imam al-Nawawi mentions that the Ummah is agreed upon the fact that a Muslim child should not ask Allah for his compassion and forgiveness to a non-Muslim father. It is very, very important to always know the major proof in every issue. May Allah forgive all of us and make us die on Islam. Those of our brothers, as we read Allah yesterday, who have parents who are still upon other than Islam, we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide them onto Islam. That dua itself is one of the major things we must do. So having understood that we cannot beg Allah to forgive parents and near relatives or friends who die upon other than Islam, فَبَيَّنَ لَنَا أَنَّهُ أَصْحَابُ الْجَحِيمِ. Those that it has become clear to us that they are from the people of Jahim, they are from the people of the blazing fire. It became clear to us because they died upon known that we cannot ask Allah to forgive them because Allah continuously assures us that He will not forgive them. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. So what then can a child, how then can a child relate with non-Muslim parents? How does he benefit non-Muslim parents? If a boy or a girl Muslim has parents who are non-Muslims, how does he gain from Birrul Walidain? Birrul Walidain is a major act of worship as far as the Muslim's life is concerned. But the Muslim now has parents or a parent who happens to be a non-Muslim. How does he benefit from these non-Muslim parents? Or how does he benefit from Birrul Walidain regarding these non-Muslim parents or parents? Allah protect us all. How does the Muslim benefit? So Al-Imam al-Bukhari followed it to the chapter Babu Birrul Walidi al-Mushrik. Babu Birrul al-Mushrik. The chapter regarding being dutiful to the non-Muslim parents. The chapter of being dutiful to the non-Muslim parents. Since we have said no, part of dutifulness to non-Muslim parents must not involve asking Allah to forgive them. So the next thing is, how then does the Muslim child, how does he benefit the non-Muslim parents who are either alive or who are sorry? May Allah forgive all of us and make us better children for our parents, which requires a lot of love. So under this chapter, Al-Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah has brought an hadith, and he said, rahimahullah, Al-Imam al-Bukhari said, حدثنا محمد بن يوسف قال حدثنا إسرائيل قال حدثنا سماك عن مصعب بن سعد عن أبيه سعد بن أبي وقاص قال نزلت في 4 آيات من كتاب الله تعالى كانت أمي حلفت أن لا تأكل ولا تشرب حتى أفارق محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فأنزل الله وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا. والثانية أني كنت أخذت سيفا أعجبني فقلت يا رسول الله هات لي هذا فنزلت يسألونك عن الأنفال. والثالثة أني مرضت فأتاني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فقلت يا رسول الله إني أريد أن أقسم مالي أفأوصي بالنصف؟ فقال لا. فقلت الثلث فسكت فكان الثلث بعده جائزا. والرابعة إني شربت الخمر مع قوم من الأنصار فضرب رجل منهم أنفي بلحم جمل فأتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فأنزل عز وجل تحريم الخمر. Al-Imam al-Bukhari has reported this hadith from his Shaykh Muhammad ibn Yusuf, and Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Yusuf is Abu Abdullah al-Firyadi. Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Yusuf, his name is Abu Abdullah al-Firyadi. This hadith has been reported by Imam al-Bukhari from his Shaykh Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Firyadi, and he reported the hadith from Israel ibn Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq al-Sabi'i. Israel ibn Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq al-Sabi'i. Al-Imam Abu Ishaq al-Sabi'i was a great scholar of hadith. He had a child, Yunus, who was also a great scholar of hadith. Yunus had a child whose name was Israel. So this Israel, his name is Israel ibn Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq al-Sabi'i. Rahimahumullah. They were all scholars of hadith. قال حدثنا سماك. Simak in this report to Sa'd. Mus'ab is the son or one of the children of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, the companion who has reported this hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. His name was Mus'ab ibn Sa'd, and Sa'd himself is Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiyallahu anhu. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is very, very popularly known as Ibn Abi Waqqas, but Abu Waqqas, his name is Malik ibn Uhayb. Abu Waqqas is Malik ibn Uhayb. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is Sa'd ibn Malik ibn Uhayb. But you know, popularly refer to him as Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. So Abu Waqqas is Malik ibn Uhayb. Rahimahumullah. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is the reporter of this hadith. He is an eminent companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One of the most learned amongst the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He is amongst the people who we the Muslims have as our models. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is from our models as Muslims. We have 10 things, we have many things of virtues. But 10 of them for which each of them, every human being must look forward to having. Malik, Sa'd ibn Malik ibn Uhayb, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Abu Ishaq, radiyallahu anhuma, he has over 10 things that for which each of them they are things that for which an individual will sit down and be begging Allah to do for. Things that when an individual has them, is counted as successful and fortunate in this thing. The first of it is that كان من السابقين الأولين. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas happens to come from among the Sabiqun al-Awwalin, the first and the foremost people who accepted Islam. He ranks between the fourth, fifth. In some reports, it's mentioned to be about the third or the fourth person who accepted Islam. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. So when Allah was saying that السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان رضي الله عنهم, you should know that Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas occurs in this hadith رضي الله عنه. It is from amongst the people that Allah is pleased by the verse of the Quran. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is from amongst the Sabiqun al-Awwalin. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was the first person who shot an arrow في سبيل الله. أول من رمى في سبيل الله سعد بن أبي وقاص رضي الله عنه. The first person who shot an arrow in the jihad in the path of Allah was Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas رضي الله عنه. And then Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was from amongst the Muhajirin. He made hijrah from Makkah to Medina. And we know the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had told us that al-hijrah to tahdimu ma qablaha. Hijrah cancels every negative thing that a person would have done before he made the hijrah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was from among the Sabiqun al-Awwalin. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was the first person who shot an arrow on the path of Allah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas made hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas fought in the battle of Badr. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has told us that وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ اطَّلَعَ عَلَى أَهْلِ بَدْرٍ فَقَالَ اجْعَلُوا مَا شِئْتُمْ قَدْ غَفَرْتُ لَكُمْ. That the people of Badr have been forgiving their sins. We know the hadith. The hadith of Ibn Abi Balta. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that those who participated in the battle of Badr, radiallahu anhum, the 313 of them, we are from amongst the people regarding whom Allah says, do what you like after doing it. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was from amongst them. Unfortunately, he participated in all the battles of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas fought all the battles along with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was also fortunate to have been mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be from amongst the people of Al-Jannah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him that he will enter Al-Jannah. This his son Mus'ab, who has reported this hadith from him, was the same son that Sa'd died while he was in his hands. Mus'ab ibn Sa'd was the one who was carrying Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas when Sa'd passed away. Sa'd passed away at age 82. Radiallahu anhu. He lived so long. We'll come back to it inshallah when we come into the story fully. Allah blessed Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas with a long life. He lived for 82 years. Radiallahu anhu. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had told him that he will enter Al-Jannah. Before Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas passed away, Mus'ab ibn Sa'd was carrying his father, and he started to cry when he saw that the father was about passing away. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas asked his son Mus'ab, "My kid, what makes you cry?" He said, "That is your condition. You are almost dead. It appears that the time has come." You know what the child will say in this circumstance. And Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas told him, "Don't cry. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُعَذِّبُنِي أَبَدًا, because Allah will not forgive me. فَأَنَّ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ, I am from the people of Al-Jannah." Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was able to say this because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had given him the glad tidings that he will enter Al-Jannah. So it's very, 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 very fortunate. Also, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiallahu anhu, he was fortunate to have avoided the fitna. He avoided the fitna amongst the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. After that, he was not engaged in fitna. He went to a castle he had built. He had a castle about 7 miles away from Medina. He went there and stayed there till he passed away. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. Also, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was stupendously rich. He was a stupendously rich companion. Radiallahu anhu. And Allah also blessed Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas with a lot of children. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas had 17 boys and 10 girls. Radiallahu anhu. He had 17 boys and 10 girls. And then the man is assured of Al-Jannah. Radiallahu anhu. And then his mujabid da'wah, his tajabid da'wah, is the person who, when he makes dua, Allah accepts the dua. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Allah, oh Allah, Allah, oh Allah, answer whatever the supplication Sa'd does when he supplicates to you, answer his supplications." So these are for God to believe that he can go on talking about Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiallahu anhu. His name is Sa'd ibn Malik ibn Abu Ishaq al-Qurashi, radiallahu anhu. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said, "Nazalat fiyya 4 ayatin min kitabillah." So we'll go on to explain this hadith before we come back to take the points of benefits, inshallah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiallahu anhu, he said, "Nazalat fiyya 4 ayatin min kitabillah." 4 verses from the book of Allah. Nazalat fiyya 4 ayat. 4 verses min kitabillah ta'ala, from Allah's book, came down regarding me. And the first of them was that كانت أمي حلفت ألا تأكل ولا تشرب حتى أفارق محمدا. My mother had vowed never to eat ولا تشرب, and neither to drink حتى أفارق محمدا, until I abandon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was always with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Like we said, he is from amongst the Sabiqun al-Awwal, from the first persons who accepted Islam. And he was just about 19 years when he accepted Islam. Radiallahu anhu. So he was always in the company of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam. And he used to be a very, very diligent and beautiful child to his parents. But his mother vowed and said she will never eat nor drink unless Sa'd abandons the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فأنزل الله عز وجل وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما. Allah revealed the verse in Surah Luqman that Allah said وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم. If they make efforts compelling you, adjuring you, Allah tushrika bi, that you should join partners with Allah or disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ma laysa laka bihi ilm, even in the matters that are not clear to you, not to say matters that are clear to you. فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا, do not follow them, but still وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. You should still follow, be in their company. You should still be dutiful to them. You should still show kindness and compassion to them in dunya regarding other affairs of the dunya. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said this verse was revealed regarding me when my mother tried to compel me to follow her upon shirk. I will come back to this inshallah. وَالثَّانِيَةُ أَنْ كُنْتُ أَخَذْتُ سَيْفًا أَعْجَبَنِي. The second verse was that I had taken from the ghanima, from the bounties of war, when the Muslims go to a battle, a jihad with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from the things that Allah gives to them is that they are able to come back with booty, they are able to come back with bounties, they are able to come back with ghanima. And these ghanima will be gathered and then later distributed by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Sa'd said, Rabi'ul anhu kuntu akhadtu sayfan a'jabani. He found a sword that attracted him. He was impressed with the sword. So he took the sword, Rabi'ul anhu, faqultu ya Rasulallah. So he went to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and said, O Messenger of Allah, I had taken this sword. Have you had it? Give me this sword as a gift. يسألونك عن الأنفال. And then Allah revealed the first verse of Surah Al-Anfal. يسألونك عن الأنفال. You will be asked to be given the Anfal. You will be asked to be given from the spoils of war. You will be asked to be given from the bounties of war. Anfal is the plural of Al-Natal. Al-Natal is referring to the ghanima. So you will be asked regarding the rulings of the ghanima, or you will be asked to be given from the ghanima. That was what the ulama have explained it to be. The third incident about which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set down a law and that has to do with me and me married to. It was that I was ill. فأتاني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم came to me. فقلت يا رسول الله. I said, Messenger of Allah, إني أريد أن أقسم مالي. I want to distribute my wealth because the illness was very, very severe. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas fell very ill when they made Hajjatul Wada with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And that illness happened right in Makkah, the place from where they had made Hijrah. The companions hated that they passed away in Makkah because they had already made Hijrah away from Makkah. So why would they want to pass away in Makkah? So he felt bad that this illness might take away his life. And he is very, very ill. At that time, during Hajjatul Wada, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas only had a single daughter, and he was still tremendously rich. So he wanted to give away his wealth in charity so that he has more wealth from the charity, and it will not be that the entirety of his wealth will be inherited by his only daughter that he had. So he wanted to give the wealth. He made wasiyah to the Prophet. He gave a will to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that the wealth, he thought that the wealth be given to those who may need the wealth. So the Prophet began to bring it down until Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said he will give 1/3 of the wealth. He said, he mentioned 2/3, he mentioned half of the wealth, and then he mentioned 1/3 of the wealth. When he mentioned 1/3 of the wealth, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, as-sulus, 1/3 was sulusu kathir, and 1/3 is much. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas took this statement that 1/3 is much. The Prophet did not reject 1/3. So that was why in this report, Ibn Abi Waqqas said, meaning that the Prophet did not reject 1/3. Even the Prophet ﷺ said 1/3 is much. So 1/3 is much but permissible. Meaning that the better thing to do is that what we will people at the point of death must not be more than 1/3, but it is better to be less than 1/3. It is better to be less than 1/3. People like Abdullah ibn Abbas suggested to us that it should be 1/4, that is a quarter of it, or even less. Abu Bakr al-Siddiq used to give a fifth, 1/5. So as to be far away from what the Prophet had mentioned to be much, even though he did not reject it. So because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has rejected 1/3, فَقُلْتُ يَا رَسُولِ فَسَكَتَ the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not reject 1/3. فَكَانَ الثُّلُثُ بَعْدَهُ جَائِزًا. After that incident, it became permissible to give 1/3. It became permissible to give 1/3, and that has to do with me. Rabi'ul ورعاه. The first incident was that إِنِّي شَرِبْتُ الْخَمْرَ مَعَ قَوْمٍ مِنَ الْأَنصَارِ. I used to drink alcohol. At that time, the rulings regarding alcohol had not been decisive. Alcohol had not been very clearly prohibited in the Sharia of Islam at that time, in the early days of the Muslims in Medina. So he said, إِنِّي شَرِبْتُ الْخَمْرَ مَعَ قَوْمٍ مِنَ الْأَنصَارِ. Ibn Abi Waqqas said, I had taken alcohol, I consumed alcohol مَعَ قَوْمٍ مِنَ الْأَنصَارِ, along with some of the people amongst the Ansar. In some other reports, there were Muhajirun on that gathering, there were also Ansars on that gathering. Muhajirun, those who had migrated from Makkah to Medina, they were in that gathering. There were also those who were residents of Medina amongst the companions, the Ansar. They were also in that gathering. فَضَرَبَ رَجُلٌ مِّنْهُمْ أَنْفِي بِلَحْمِ جَمَلٍ. It happened that one of the Ansar hit my nails. He hit me. He hit my nails بِلَحْمِ جَمَلٍ, with the jaw of a camel, the jawbone of a camel, the dry jawbone of a camel. He brought it and he hit my nails with it. Ibn Abi Waqqas was bleeding. What happened? They had consumed alcohol. And you know what that means? Alcohol is the mother of all. In the hadith of Abu Dharr, what did the Prophet say, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَا تَشْرَبَنَّ الْخَمْرَ. Do never consume alcohol. This is from the narrations that definitely prohibit alcohol, apart from that verse in the Quran. Because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that it is the abscess فَإِنَّهُ أُمُّ الشَّرِّ أَصْلُ الشَّرِّ كُلِّهِ. It is the basis, the foundation for every evil that you will find. Anything can happen once a man consumes alcohol. So that Ansar consumed alcohol. An argument ensued between the Ansar and the Muhajirun, and then he attacked Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas with the jawbone of a camel and gave him a bleeding nose. Radiallahu anhu. فأتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I came with my nose to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. That he was still very reasonable, even despite the fact that at the time the people used to be allowed to take alcohol. He was still very reasonable to bring the matter to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. So when he came to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, فأنزل عز وجل تحريم الخمر. Consequently, Allah revealed the verse that finally has prohibited the consumption of alcohol. We know that in Surah Al-Ma'idah in verse 90, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ وَالْأَنصَابُ وَالْأَزْلَامُ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. This is the verse. This is the prohibiting expression. فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. Avoid these things that I have counted. Al-Khamr, alcohol, wal-Maisir, gambling, wal-Ansar, slaughtering on an altar, wal-Azlam, employing arrows to determine laws. That from the evil laws of Shaitan. Fajtanibuhu. Avoid them. And then Allah mentioned other things regarding alcohol. إنما يريد الشيطان أن يوقع بينكم العداوة والبغضاء في الخمر والميسر ويصدكم عن ذكر الله وعن الصلاة. And the rest of the issues regarding alcohol occur between verse 80 and 85 in Surah Al-Ma'idah. So that's one of the circumstances that reached that part on the prohibition of alcohol became revealed was this incident that happened to Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu anhu. But the point of reference why Al-Imam al-Bukhari has mentioned this hadith under this chapter is the fact that the child still needs to be dutiful to the parents when even the parents are from amongst the non-Muslims, whether they are the shirku or they are kuffar. So we go back to the beginning of the hadith and begin to take terms of benefit, inshallah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu anhu, Sa'd ibn Malik Duhayd radiyallahu anhu, he said, نزلت في أربع آيات من كتاب الله. This is the thing of virtue and excellence that Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is mentioning regarding himself. So ulama say that if you have a thing of virtue, something that Allah has honored you, it can be mentioned. This mentioning it amongst the people does not lead to self-importance and arrogance. More so, if mentioning it will be a thing of benefit, as Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas mentioning what happened is a thing of benefit for all those who heard it, and for the rest of us today. If you have a thing of benefit that which, when you mention it, it will perhaps help the rest of the people upon the path of piety, it is not unlawful, it is lawful for us to mention such things. We have many such examples amongst the companions, radiallahu anhu. One of these was of Sa'd himself, radiallahu anhu. I think we should come back to that hadith. And that hadith occurs in Sahih al-Bukhari when he said, Awwal, Awwal man rama sa'man fi sabilillah. It was that he said so. Sa'd said, I was the first person who shot an arrow on the path of Allah. He was the one who said it regarding himself when he was accused by the people that he does not know how to accept Salah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was accused by the people, you don't know how to accept Salah. And they reported him to Omar over that. Omar, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas does not know how to accept Salah. When Sa'd was called to respond to this issue, Sa'd said, I was the first person who shot an arrow on the path of Allah. In front of Omar, I was among the first person, I was the third or the fourth person who accepted Islam. At the time we accepted Islam, we were boycotted. He mentioned himself that we used to eat from the grasses on the streets because we did not find food to eat. We were boycotted. And when we passed through our stool, I felt like the stool of animals, domestic animals. We were patient with the religion, we were patient with the Prophet Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I started to mention the things regarding himself and the sacrifices regarding himself. He mentioned them so that he could say, and he actually said at the end of that hadith, if after all these cases, all these sacrifices for religion, I cannot observe Salah correctly, then I am at a loss. I have lost. I have lost existence. If after all these things, I cannot observe Salah correctly. The point of purpose why we mention this today is that sometimes the individual will need to mention the things of virtue, either in the religion or in the matters of this dunya that Allah has blessed him with, either by way of recognizing the favors of Allah or by way of pressing home a fact that needs to be pressed home regarding those past events or regarding those things of virtue that Allah has. There are a lot of these amongst the early Muslims. I think we can use this and proceed, inshallah. There are a lot of it. We have a similar case with Sa'd ibn Malik when he was left behind in the graduate of the very lengthy hadith in the book in Sahih Muslim. Sa'd ibn Malik said, I'm a person who is always able to convince my listening party in a discussion, but he was not able to tell the Prophet other than the truth. You see, he was mentioning a virtue regarding himself. I can talk, I can engage everybody in the discussion. I can convince the next person about what I want. But I can't tell the Prophet that what has happened. But we are not one. So it's allowed sometimes when it is needed, especially to run a point or to express a fact. If a person mentions things of virtues that Allah has done to him, in this case, the virtue that Allah has blessed Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas with there is that regarding him, that is of the Quran has been revealed. It's a big thing of virtue for Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiallahu anhu. And the first of these incidences that he mentioned, radiallahu anhu, was regarding him and his mother. He said, كانت أمي حلفت أن لا تأكل ولا تشرب حتى تفارق محمدا. My mother had vowed that she would never eat food, neither would she ever drink until تفارق محمدا, until I abandon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. In other reports of that hadith, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said, كنت رجلا برا بأمي. I used to be a man, or I was a man who was very, very dutiful to my mother. فلما أسلمت قالت, when I became a Muslim, my mother said, ما هذا الدين الذي أحدثته. What is this new religion that you people have come with? This is a common expression that we hear from parents. When you have a brother who is not be serious with his Islam, he perhaps did not used to observe Salah, he slept as he liked, he ate what he liked, he behaved in whichever way he liked, he was careless and nonchalant about his religion. By the time he becomes a bit serious about his religion and begins to take the matters of his religion serious, he begins to observe his Salah regularly, and he begins to take to the acts of Sunnah to protect his obligations. You can start hearing some of the parents, some of the friends, some uncles start to say, what is this new religion that you have brought? What is this new religion you have brought? We should all understand that it is not a strange thing. The mother of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said to Sa'd, ما هذا الدين الذي أحدثته. What is this new religion that you have come to bring? لا تدعن دينك هذا. You better abandon this your religion. أو لا آكل ولا أشرب حتى أموت. Otherwise I will not eat and I will not drink until I will die. She wanted to put pressure on Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, the child who had lost his mother. She was invoking the emotional inclinations children have for their mother to die. I will stop eating food and I will stop drinking water until I will die. So I will be, and then you will be abused for my sake. For you call it to be said that you are popular in the East. Only who killed his mother. The mother of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said she will not eat, she will not drink, she will pass away. So that Sa'd will be abused to be a boy who had caused the death of his mother. We hear similar things from parents today. If you find a little young girl who used not be serious with her religion, by the time she begins to become serious with her religion, you begin to hear these kinds of statements of parents. I will stop eating food, I will stop drinking food, you should not talk to me again, and then everybody will be abusing you that you are not a good girl, and you are not a good my mother too don't do that. As for me, I will not do I will not use this my religion for any reason. In some report, it said that she said, Allah will very. Are you not the one who said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to be dutiful to your parents? We hear this also from parents today. If you find a girl who begins to wear hijab, covering herself as Allah has ordained, you find parents saying that, has Allah not commanded you that you should obey me as your mother? Has Allah not commanded you that you should obey me as your father? When the child answers, the person I am your father. Exactly this statement, the mother of that said it. In another report, it says, you are claiming that Allah has commanded you to be dutiful to the two of your parents. فَأَنَا أُمُّكَ, I'm your mother, وَأَنَا أَمُرُكَ بِهَذَا, and I'm the one commanding you to do the same. Yes, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was not going to follow the mother upon disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, despite the fact that he was a beautiful child, he was a compassionate and merciful child to his parents. Sa'd said in a report, Rabi'ul anhu, فَعَلَمِينَ وَاللَّهِ يَعُوكِ, Mommy, you know something? لَوْ كَانَتْ لَكِ مِئَةُ نَفْسٍ, if you have 100 souls, فَخَرَجَتْ نَفْسًا تَسْعَى, and each of these 100 souls begin to come out of you one after the other, مَا تَرَكْتُ دِينِي هَذَا, I will not leave this my religion. This is clear-cut evidence that, one, it is wrong for parents to demand that the children should follow them upon a disobedience to Allah. It is wrong. And that it is not right for children, it is not from dutifulness to children that the children should follow their parents in the name of obeying the parents. It is not correct for parents to command the children not to obey Allah, by way of interpreting that to mean obedience to them. Very recently I have an experience, similar experience. Someone said to me that the Bible said, if you do this, if you wear hijab like this, you will disobey me. How does wearing hijab to obey Allah translate into disobedience to the pastor or disobedience to the brother? These are just the kinds of the statements that the mother of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was making. How does disobedience to Allah become obedience to you? So I will disobey Allah, but I should obey you. And you are the same person saying that the child should obey you. You are saying that Allah commanded the child to obey you. So Allah commanded the child to disobey him but obey you. It is not correct. So it is wrong for parents to agitate that their children obey them while they undertake disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not from dutifulness to parents. Dutifulness to parents is to obey the parents and be dutiful to them no matter their circumstance. Whether they are shirkun, whether they are kafirun, whether they are Muslims, the child has the duty to be dutiful to the parents. But the boundary is that the parents or dutifulness to the parents must not involve disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who in the first place was the one who had commanded the child to be dutiful to parents. This point is very, very important regarding the matters of dutifulness to parents. So while the mother of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas continued to pressurize Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, and Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was not following, he was not following the mother, Allah is back to affirm the correctness of the position of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. Allah says, وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. Do not follow them when they adjure you, when they push you, when they pressurize you to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, either by committing shirk or sin lesser than that. Allah said, فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. But what you need to do is وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. This is the point of reference why this hadith has come under this chapter heading. Despite the fact that the parents may be mushrik, the parents may be kafir, they may be people who are upon ways other than Islam, the child has a duty by obligation to still be nice to the parents, to still be compassionate to the parents, to still be dutiful to the parents. Many of the scholars of Islam have explained this matter. Despite the fact that the child may be a Muslim and the parents will be non-Muslims, the duty of being dutiful to parents is still obligatory on that child. Dutifulness to parents is still obligatory on that child. The limiting factor is that it must not involve disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. Do not follow them when they adjure you to commit it. Very recently, a brother approached me and he said his mother had visited some people upon sihr and magic who had told her that the boy was not successful and that he needed to be more successful than that. So they did a few things and asked him to do a sacrifice. The brother rejected. The mother is pressurizing the brother to do that, and the brother is rejecting. The brother now asked me and said, but the mother is saying that, are you not the one who come to say that you are only a religion that has commanded you to obey your mother? The brother said, he answered in the affirmative, yes, our religion and the sunnah we practice encourage us to obey our parents. But it does not encourage us to obey them in any way when it has to do disobedience to Allah. So the mother was invoking that soft spot the child has for the parents to command the child to disobedience to Allah. The same thing the mother of God is not being worked to. And it's the big. Allah says, Allah to pray over. Do not follow the parents in this circumstance. There are a lot of examples. When we were younger than this university, we had a lot of examples. Cases where parents, we have people who, when the children do not pass exams, to begin to consult people who are upon special and magic, and then they adjure children to do this kind of things. Of course, when the child, a woman, a sister wants to get married, recently a mother was saying that his father was insisting upon a name. I think that was the question I had yesterday. His brother and father was insisting upon a name because they had gone to ask about that name to know whether that name was suitable for the day that the child was born. These kinds of practices are things upon which the parents must not be obeyed. From the things that occur when parents pressurize children to follow them are on the days of nikah, to nikah, the sister is wearing a jilbab covering the entirety of her body. And then on the day of jilbab, the parents say, look, we have allowed you on all the rest of your life to wear your stuff. But today is the day for us. We must wear the clothes that we want. They begin to pressurize the daughter. Some of the sisters fell prey to this dangerous deceit of shaitan. They say they want to obey their parents even if it's in one day. They say they want to follow those parents even when it became clear to those sisters that what they invite them to do is an act of disobedience. They say no, they want to follow them on that single day. What I have personally found that is that some of those sisters too have to do this in their mind. They want to be like the rest of their friends. They want to satisfy the people of the day of the Alima. On the day when the entirety of the issues of marriage should be based on obedience to Allah. By way of seeking good women for that marriage. So when we disobey Allah on the day of the marriage, what are you expecting of the marriage? We hope that the marriage is disobedient to Allah. That sisters should not be falling prey to these kinds of invitations from parents. Okay, just for today. Okay, we are saying I should be disobedient for today. It happens to them that the child should not fall prey to it. The child should not fall prey to parents pressurizing them to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obey them. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded that the parents should be obeyed, but He has left a limiting factor that those parents should not be obeyed as long as when the obedience to those parents involve disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why Imam al-Bukhari has mentioned this hadith. The rest of the other benefits include that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said to him that قلت أخذت سيفا أعجبني فقلت يا رسول الله هات لي هذا فنزلت يسألونك عن الأنفال. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas took a sword from the bounties of war he had gathered. Before he made it to become his own, he went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and said, give me this sword as a gift. This makes us understand that he gathered what
has not been distributed. It is not lawful for any person to take from public wealth before the public wealth is distributed. It is not lawful for any individual to take from public wealth before public wealth is distributed. So if truly there are values and there are more values assessing our own things, these things were received for a particular purpose of government and it is still with the government. It has not been distributed. It is not lawful for a Muslim to take from public wealth that has not been distributed. Taking from public wealth that has not been distributed is from the major sense in Islam. It is part of the Qadar. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even spoke about it in the Quran in Al-Adabul Mufrad. It says, ما كان لنبي أن يقول ما كان لنبي أن يقول. It is not lawful for any messenger of Allah أن يقول to take from property before it is distributed or to cheat regarding public property. So Allah says, ومن يقول يأتي بما غل يوم القيامة. من يقول whoever steals from public wealth يأتي بما غل يوم القيامة. He will carry those bags of rice. He will carry those bags of semolina on his neck on the day of Qiyamah. من يقول يأتي بما غل يوم القيامة. Whoever steals from public wealth before that public wealth is distributed, Islam prohibits it. Islam prohibits taking from public wealth before it is distributed. People will have justification. Yes, they are not being distributed to us. The point is that it has not been distributed. And the Sharia says taking from public wealth is part of Guru. In the case of Sa'id Nabi Waqas, when the sword was pressed in very easy, he went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Messenger of Allah, give me this one. Give me this adjective. Give me this word. You do not take it away because it will remain Guru. This is a clear contrast from the Quran. And the Hadith wherein the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is said to be Adil. They are Adil. In a place discuss a companion died during the battle. But he had taken something very, very small from the Ghanima. He had eaten it himself. When everybody was saying that he is Shahid, the Prophet said he was not Shahid. He had taken away something from him. Someone that is as huge as dying on the path of jihad. He died on the path of jihad. Behind the Prophet Muhammad. Yes, because he had taken something away from public property before it was distributed, the Prophet said it should be in the fire. Going on, it's a serious case in Islam. When the companions had returned to Medina, Elijah left the land that this Elijah is in Makkah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him, "Innaka la tukhalillah, you will not be left behind, go back." In the report, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wiped the face of Sa'id ibn Abi Waqqas and his chest and his tummy and said, "Allahumma shfi Sa'dan, O Allah, grant Sa'd some health." Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said, "I never said to see you the coolness of the Prophet's hand inside my liver." When I remember that incident, and Sa'd came up helping, he brought his friend to Medina. At that time, at Hajjatul Wada, he only had his daughter. So for the faith the Prophet prayed for him, he thought he was going to pass away, and after that, The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said for him, Allah blessed Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas with long life. He lived for over 45 years after that incident across that he was going to die. And then Allah blessed him with 17 boys and 9 girls. In addition to the one girl that he had had. He lived long and then he was too great of age. So regarding this case, he said as soon as he was allowed, that the person when he was known is on the deathbed is allowed for him to will out a third of his property. The ruling came from Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. The ruling regarding the parents came regarding Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. The ruling regarding Sa'd taking from public property came from the permission of the government itself, came from Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. The ruling regarding inheritance will, taking a part of the will, willing out a part of our property, it also came regarding Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. And the first thing that came regarding Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is the ruling regarding alcohol. He was beaten with the jawbone of a camel. He had a bleeding nose. He went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then Allah revealed about, okay, enough alcohol should stop. Nobody should drink alcohol. It is from the evil deeds of shaitan that everybody must avoid drinking alcohol. Don't forget, the point of reference in this hadith is that we should still be nice boys, nice children, nice girls to our parents, even if these parents are from the people of shirk. The fact that we have been prohibited from praying for them, asking Allah's forgiveness for them when they pass away, it does not mean that we should not be nice to them in the matters of this area. And then that from doing one day to parents who are non-Muslims is that this boy, this girl, Muslim, make effort on your parents so that they are able to come out to the platform of Islam. Make effort, make good effort that they are able to come to the platform of Islam. Inshallah, in our next class, we'll be reading the hadith of Asma to Abu Bakr al-Siddiq when his mother offered to visit him, despite the fact that she was upon a couple to Bayla, then to Abdul Izzah, despite the fact that she was upon couple, she offered to visit Asma to Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, and the Prophet still allowed her to visit Asma binti Abu Bakr al-Siddiq. The limiting verses regarding this, inshallah, we will read it when we come on that hadith, the hadith of Asma to Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, which is the hadith that follows this hadith of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, the successful companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. These are the people that we should envy. These are the people that we want to do like them. These are our models as Muslims. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us successful people too. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas was successful in everything he went to refer to as success. He was successful in the matters of this dunya. He was successful also in the matters of the hereafter, so much that he had a confirmation that he will enter Al-Jannah even before he leaves this dunya. The Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us all and grant us good deeds by which we will be hopeful on the day of our death also to get into Al-Jannah. I think it will be sufficient for us to stop here. I would like to extend the class for about 5 or 10 minutes so that we can accommodate one or two questions that will arise from this discourse today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amin wa antum fayyallakumullahu khairan.
Between the right to the mother and wife. They are not support at the expense of the other. For those who are eligible, the wife support and for those that are eligible, the others. How can they balance it and what are the limits?
Our religion is a very, very brilliant religion from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has placed everything in its place. Place your wife in the place of a wife. The wife should like a wife, not to her, because be his mother. Unfortunately, many of the women's wives I'm talking about, they want to be wives and mothers. You can't be the mother of your husband. Being the mother of your husband in the Sharia, even if your husband tells you that it has another way in Islam, that is talking about you have. If you, as a wife, you want to become the mother of your husband, you'll be talking about you have. So as a wife, the Sharia has given you rights. Then you have privileges from your husband. The Sharia has given you rights. Don't overstep your rights to now begin to assume the rights of a mother. You are a wife. Be a wife. Brothers, keep your wife in the position of a wife. You too, brothers, don't make your wife seem like your mother. You'll be making a big mistake to be treating your wife like your mother, because your wife is not your mother. How does it make a sense that you treat someone who has come from a different father and mother? There was a date when you went to pay for her mouth and you brought her into your house. You have a contract and an agreement with her to live with her for the rest of life. How do you treat that person like the person who bore you in her womb for 9 months? How do you treat that woman you have gone to marry and brought to your house, perhaps 20, 25 years after your life, or 35 years after you are alive? How do you treat this woman that you only met and you had an agreement, you brought her home? How do you begin to treat her like a woman on whose lap you lived for 2 years sucking her breast as a little young boy? What kind of that thing? What's wrong with us? How do we judge? Brothers, do not treat your wife like your mother. Woman, don't think and behave like the mother of your husband, because you are simply not, and you cannot be. You are just the mother of your own children. You have rights, and you have privileges that your husband may offer you. Remain like that. Stay where you are. Don't exceed your limits about. Likewise, men, do not treat your wife like your mother. It is not law, it has another name. Maybe we can look for it when someone puts a thing in the place that it does not belong. If you place your wife in the position of a mother, you are not learning how. Just check the dictionary, you will understand the name of what you are doing. So let the men place their wives in the position of wives, and let the mothers get the position of mothers as mothers. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, "Man are you amongst the people? Who are you? The one that I should be more dutiful to, I should be more compassionate with, I should be more attendant to, I should pay the most attention to." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ummuka." On the second occasion, he said, "Ummuka." On the third occasion, "Ummuka." On the fourth occasion, he said, "Abuka." The wife of not people coming to the question here. Unfortunately, this wife is contesting attention with the mother of her husband. You are complaining to your husband that your husband is showing too much of attention to her mother. You are going beyond your house. You are asking questions that is beyond your head. But all women, don't go beyond your limits. You are aware, remain as a wife, stay under the limits of the wife, enjoy the rights of the wife, and the privileges offered to you by your husband as a wife. Remain there, so that you do not become a person who makes your husband become someone whose dreams will be other than Al-Jannah on the day of Qiyamah. Because by the time you begin to contest attention and care and expenses with your husband, then you run into problems. You turn your husband to the enemy of his mother. You don't love that husband if you do that for woman. You can be claiming that you love your husband. If you make your husband become the enemy of his own mother, you are a hater of your husband or husband. Not these two. When your wife comes in between yourself and your mother, put that wife aside. Nothing must come between you and your mother. Otherwise, you are just bringing something between yourself and your agenda. May Allah protect us. I think it's somebody that will respond to that question. It's a common thing. A woman will be complaining that the husband is paying too much attention to her mother. Yes, if he keeps If he does not pay so much attention to the mother, who will he pay so much attention to? Allah commands him to pay so even more than his father who bore him. He came down from the limbs of the father. Yes, Allah makes this woman 3 times superior in terms of life than the father. So how do you come into the equation as a wife? How do you begin to contest attention and care between yourself and the mother of your husband? Unfortunately, many of the women who do this, they were handed over to that same mother on the day of marriage. Many women who do these kinds of things are women who have status as marriages in which their life was handed over to the mother-in-law or to the father-in-law. Then when she brings you to the house and then you become her enemy, you also tell her son that you are married to her enemy. What kind of a woman is this? I think many of us, the women, we need to review what we do as Muslims. We are not protected of. You husband, don't also push your wife to think that she is what she is not. Your wife is not your mother. Don't treat your wife like your mother. Brother, treat your mother. Don't let anything come between yourself and your mother. Your mother. Otherwise, you will be jeopardizing your dunya and your hereafter. We will come back to the Hadith about the punishment that comes regarding those who become neglectful of treating their parents, their mothers, and their fathers as they should treat them. Don't allow your husband, your wife to come in between yourself and your mother. Place your wife in the position of a wife. Place your mother in the position of a mother. Regarding the position of a mother, you already know it. You've been listening to Al-Adabul Mufrad all together. May Allah forgive all of us. May Allah rectify us. Our women do have the potential to do this thing. May Allah rectify them all. May Allah forgive the sins of the women who have been involved in things like this. May Allah accept their repentance and make it easy for them to repent. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think it will suffice for us to stop there today and by Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.